From Nevada Public Radio, this is the Daily Rundown. I'm Natalie Ott. Today is February 11th, 2026. Here are your top local stories. Roughly 1 million borrowers defaulted on their federal student loans late last year, with millions more delinquent on their payments and sliding toward the same fate. That's according to federal data and the latest household debt and credit report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, released Tuesday. The report includes student loan data as of the end of 2025. Student loan delinquencies have continued to worsen, New York Fed researchers said on a call with reporters, and they expect the number of borrowers in default to keep growing. The report offers further confirmation of a crisis in the U.S. student loan portfolio, with too many borrowers not repaying their loans. Nearly 10% of student loan balances are more than 90 days past due, according to the report. The stakes are high not only for borrowers, but for the broader U.S. economy. Americans in default can have up to 15% of their disposable pay garnished by the government. The government can also garnish income tax refunds and Social Security benefits. Borrowers' credit scores also take a hit, making it much more difficult to buy a car or home or even rent an apartment. Nevadans could be allowed by law to seek experimental, non-FDA-approved treatments if a political action committee has its way. The group is working to add a related measure to the upcoming general election ballot. The PAC is called Freedom to Try Medical Innovation for Nevada. It's named for the right to try legislation it's gathering signatures for. In an interview with the Nevada Current, the PAC's spokesperson pointed to limited use of right to try legislation as it currently stands, according to FDA data. Nevada passed right to try legislation in 2015, but it limits access to experimental treatment to those with a terminal diagnosis. The new proposal would remove that requirement. The measure would need to gather around 150 signatures by June 24th to qualify for the 2026 election ballot. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says it will not conduct operations on Pyramid Lake Paiute Tribal lands. Tribal Chairman Stephen Wadsworth told his community he met with Nevada ICE officials who confirmed their operations are not allowed on tribal land. KOLO reports that Wadsworth encouraged tribal members to update their enrollment cards as proof of sovereignty. Staff members are also reportedly up to date on their knowledge of tribal reservation boundaries. The number of registered voters in Nevada increased by roughly 12,000 in January. That's according to Nevada's Secretary of State, Francisco Aguilar. By far, the largest increase was among nonpartisan voters, which rose by more than 11,000. Nonpartisans account for more than 37% of total active voters in the state. People who register to vote through the Department of Motor Vehicles are automatically classified as nonpartisan. Republicans gained 192 voters in January. Democratic registration increased by 711. There are just over 2 million registered voters in Nevada. Nevada sportsbooks won nearly $10 million from bettors on this year's Super Bowl. That's down from $22 million last year. It was the third lowest win on the game in the past 10 years, according to figures released by the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Sunday's game saw almost $134 million in wagers in Nevada. That's also down from last year's game, which totaled about $152 million in wagers in the Silver State. For 20 years, John Schuster of Superior, Wisconsin and Duluth, Minnesota, has been the face of U.S. curling. He represented the U.S. in the past 5 Winter Olympics, and his team won the first and only American gold medal in curling at the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Games. Schuster carried the American flag in the opening ceremony of the 2022 Beijing Olympics. He was aiming for his 6th Winter Games, but the 43-year-old Midwestern dad and his team of seasoned curlers were defeated at the U.S. Olympic team trials in November by 24-year-old Danny Casper and his mostly Gen Z team. Casper and his primary teammates, Ben Richardson, Aiden Oldenburg, and Luke Violette, all in their mid-20s and Olympic first-timers, mark a new era in U.S. curling. Read the full story by Pian Huang at knpr.org. This has been the Daily Rundown, a production of Nevada Public Radio. To hear more or to support public radio in Southern Nevada, visit knpr.org.